What is up, guys? Welcome back to Brick Age Studios, and today I will be reviewing the LEGO Justice League Battle of Atlantis set. The set number for this one is 76085. The recommended ages are 6 through 12. It has a piece count of 197 pieces, along with a retail price of $20 in the US. The set contains 4 minifigures, as you guys can see, with Aquaman, 2 Atlantean guards, and the Parademon. So let's go ahead and take a look at those to start things off. Alrighty, first up we have Aquaman, and this is a great minifigure in my opinion. Love how he came out. Firstly, the detailing on his torso and legs is really impressive. As you can see, he's got a lot of nice printing, which also continues on the back of the torso, which is nice. And one thing I will say is that the bright gold coloring on the torso is actually inaccurate, which is kind of a bummer because, as you guys can see, this dark green coloring with the gold plating on the legs is exactly what his torso should have, so I'm not sure why LEGO couldn't just do that for both pieces. But honestly, I don't see it as that big of a deal because I actually like the contrast between the gold and dark green. I think it looks really good. So regardless of inaccuracy, really like how the colors are used on this figure. And then the hairpiece looks really nice. I think it's great to represent Jason Momoa's Aquaman. You can see the silver lining on the front there as well. And the face print looks good too. As you can see, he also has a double-sided facial expression. The trident is a normal trident mold. However, it does have a lightsaber hilt attached at the end of it to sort of make it look more intimidating and elongated, I guess. But yeah, that is Aquaman. Really cool figure. Next up, we have the Atlantean Guard, or Atlantean Guard, since you do in fact get 2 of them in this set. The interesting thing is, I thought these guys would be exactly the same at first glance, but they actually have different faces underneath their masks. So that's really cool, actually, because when usually we get minions in some sort of set or just random guards, they'll have like the same face print underneath. But here they are different, which is really nice. And they each have a double-sided expression as well. So props to LEGO on that. I'm going to just keep one of them in frame, though, because that's all you really need to show off the rest of the figure. As you can see, they have these helmet molds, which actually look really nice. I'm not sure if those are new or not, but regardless, I think they work really well. And then the legs and torso, as you can see, are just covered in printing. Really nice detailed printing, which does continue onto the back of the torso as well. And then they have these interesting-looking, elaborate sort of blasters or guns here, which look pretty cool and unique. So, yeah, these are honestly some pretty cool and detailed figures. Lastly, to finish it off with the minifigures, we have a Parademon. And this guy, honestly, first off, let me say, he has some really nice detailed printing, as you can see, all throughout the torso and legs. Even some toe printing there, which isn't too common. Back printing on the head and torso as well, which I'll give you a better look at the back torso printing in a second. But honestly, this figure is just laughably bad in my eyes because of how off-putting and inaccurate the color scheme is. With Aquaman, I could forgive the inaccurate colors because it actually looked good. But here we have this bright yellow and dark blue, which doesn't work whatsoever in my opinion, especially considering that the Parademons in the movie are just gray. They're like gray and black with orange eyes. Here they have blue and yellow coloring with red eyes. So I'm not sure what LEGO is trying to go for with this guy. But yeah, not a fan of how he came out, honestly. And that's a shame because the detailing in terms of the printing is really good. But yeah, the color just puts the minifigure down for me. He does have some cool wings, as you guys can see here, which are removable. And as you can see there, they were being held on by this translucent neck piece that is attached. And then when you remove that, you can get a clear look at the back torso printing. Finally, he comes with a stud shooter, which I guess works for him as an accessory. I usually don't like seeing stud shooters for normal minifigures, but I guess it works for an alien species such as the Parademon. So yeah, guys, that is it for the figures. Let's go ahead and take a look at the actual set itself. Alrighty, guys, here is the build of the set. And first off, I have to say right off the bat that I think LEGO did a great job of capturing the underwater essence that a set like this should have. I love the color choices. In particular with the pale green and pale blue. I just think they look really nice together and capture that underwater temple look really well. These brick pieces, these bricks as I know some people call them, in this pale olive green color, I'm sure will especially be useful, so those are really cool to get. You get a few of them throughout. And yeah, let's go ahead and move this thing out of the way quickly. You know, we'll take a quick look at this just to get it out of the way. But as you can see, this is a sort of centerpiece of the set, we have this podium upholding the mother box, or at least one of the mother boxes from the Justice League movie. I won't spoil anything if you haven't seen it, but if you guys have, you know that this is very important to the plot. So it's pretty cool that they include it here. As you can see, there is a printed tile on top of there, which is nice. And it just connects to a single stud tile, like so. So yeah, pretty cool. The actual main playset build itself looks really good as well. Honestly, I think this is going to make for a nice mini display piece. As you can see, you have a bunch of seaweed growing throughout. Some really cool detailed designs as well, which unfortunately all of these designs that you guys see are stickers. There are no printed pieces in this build. So everything you see is a sticker. That's a sticker, that's a sticker. These two things are stickers. But these honestly do look really cool. I think they give off an underwater temple vibe, as they're supposed to, obviously, in this case. And yeah, there's honestly not too much to the set, but it's only $20. It's very simple, and I honestly like that aspect about it. The fact that it's a solid, simple, small, good-looking playset. However, one big negative I have is the fact that there aren't any actual play features in this play set. So that's honestly kind of disappointing. Even though the set is smaller and is only $20, you think they could at least include one play feature. I don't know, maybe they couldn't think of anything. Something that's interesting, though, is, as you guys can see, as you probably noticed, this thing back here is leaning down. I'm not sure what this is supposed to be, because as you can see, this is supposed to be like a topper for the center section, and it's odd, because when you place it in, it doesn't snap to anything. You just put it in there loosely, in between those pieces there, and you're able to, like, knock it backwards. So I don't know. I don't think that was intended to be a feature. I'm guessing that's a weird design flaw. I don't know. But either way, not sure what that is. Overall, though, other than the fact that the set doesn't have play features, which again is disappointing because it'll probably drive a lot of kids away from the set, I think that this is really well done. As you can see, you have a little like rock monument here, which looks pretty nice. And one last thing to mention is that, as you guys can see, there are a bunch of studs throughout the build. And if we turn the lights off quickly, hopefully you guys will be able to see this. There we go, nice. Yeah, you can see it really well. Those studs are glow in the dark, so that's pretty cool. I didn't know that this set included that, so that was a neat addition. Let's go ahead and turn those back on. I'm sure you guys will appreciate it. But yeah, that is really it for the set. Let's go ahead and take a look at the instructions, and then we will wrap things up for this review. The instructions are no different from normal. Picture of the set on the front, and then if you go all the way to the back, you can see an advertisement for, in this case, the rest of the Justice League sets, the entire wave, and also an ad for LEGO DC Superheroes. So for my closing thoughts on this set, I have to say that I think it's a really good, solid deal for $20. The fact that you get 197 pieces makes it right around the 10-cent per piece mark, which is always nice. And I just like how the set looks overall. I think the colors are really nice and really gives off that underwater feel. I think the design is really cool, and I just think it's a really cool concept for a playset. But that's the one problem. This would be a really great playset if it had some play features, or at least one really cool play feature, but it doesn't. And just because the set is so small, it makes it feel like something big is missing. That's just me personally, but I feel like a lot of kids are going to be turned off by this set just because it looks cool. I feel like adults will buy it because it looks nice, but it doesn't have any play features, and it does feel like something significant is missing. So that's really my main issue with the set, but other than that, I think the build is really good. And then the minifigures, while some of them are inaccurate on a certain level, I still think they're really good for the most part. So yeah, overall, I'm pretty pleased with this set. It's definitely far from perfect, but I am definitely happy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this set down in the comments below. And as always, I'll see you guys next time on Brick Age Studios.